The 8th of April 2026. At exactly 14:22 UTC, something happened inside NASA's tracking systems that should not exist in any model of physics we trust today. At the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, a routine orbital check turned into a moment that forced scientists to question whether the laws governing our universe are complete or even correct. What began as a standard trajectory verification for an interstellar object known as 3I, Atlas quickly escalated into one of the most disturbing anomalies ever recorded in modern astrophysics. The object itself was not considered a threat. Positioned roughly 310 million kilometers from Earth, it was already moving outward, beyond the asteroid belt. Its trajectory was stable, predictable, and well within the expected parameters that had been tracked daily since its discovery. For the orbital dynamicist on shift, this was routine work, another confirmation that the object was leaving our solar system exactly as expected. Nothing unusual, nothing urgent. Then the alert appeared. A density anomaly in the local interstellar medium. At first glance, it seemed minor, a diffuse hydrogen cloud roughly 4.2 million kilometers wide, located near the object. These clouds are not rare. They exist everywhere in space, made up of a few atoms per cubic centimeter, drifting aimlessly between celestial bodies. Under normal conditions, they expand slowly, spreading outward due to thermal pressure. That is the rule. That is the expectation. But this cloud was not expanding, it was contracting. The engineer refreshed the data, assuming a sensor error. But the contraction was real and accelerating. The gas was collapsing inward toward 3I, Atlas. Not drifting, not dispersing, collapsing. He immediately pulled up real-time telemetry from the James Webb Space Telescope. Its infrared instruments had already captured the event in progress. What they showed made even less sense. The temperature of the cloud, which should have remained stable or gradually cooled over long periods, had dropped sharply from 45 Kelvin down to 12 Kelvin. And it didn't happen over days or hours. It happened in just 14 minutes. A 33 Kelvin drop across a structure spanning millions of kilometers in under a quarter of an hour. At that point, this was no longer routine. Without thinking, he stood up and walked to the senior analyst station. No explanation, no introduction. He simply placed the tablet down, screen facing up. The senior analyst studied it for 8 seconds. Then he picked up the direct internal line to the Planetary Defense Office, bypassing standard reporting channels entirely. He spoke only 2 sentences. The first described the thermal collapse. The second confirmed the gas was not dispersing. Within minutes, multiple systems were redirected. By 1436 UTC, the James Webb Space Telescope confirmed what no one expected to see. 14 million tons of interstellar gas had been compressed into a perfectly solid sphere. Its diameter, exactly 2.4 kilometers. Its position, directly adjacent to the nucleus of 3I, Atlas. The entire process took just 180 minutes. To understand why this is impossible, you need to consider how matter normally behaves in space. The formation of solid bodies, planets, stars, even dense ice cores, requires immense gravitational forces acting over millions of years, not hours, not minutes, millions of years. And those processes require mass on a scale far beyond anything 3I, Atlas possesses. This object, estimated at only 2 kilometers in size, does not have the gravitational influence to compress anything of that scale. Its gravity is negligible. It cannot pull in gas clouds, let alone condense them into solid structures. And yet, the data shows exactly that. More troubling is how the compression occurred. There was no detectable shock wave, no heat bloom, no energy release visible in any wavelength. The surrounding space did not heat up, it cooled down. The geometry of the resulting sphere was mathematically perfect, with no measurable deviation. 3 independent systems confirmed it. The James Webb Space Telescope recorded the thermal collapse. ESA's Gaia spacecraft detected gravitational microlensing consistent with mass formation, and the ALMA array verified the molecular density shift. 3 different instruments, 3 different methods, 1 identical conclusion. The event happened. So now the question is no longer whether it occurred. The data is clear. The real question is far more unsettling. What mechanism can compress a 4.2 million kilometer gas cloud into a solid object in just 3 hours without producing any of the energy signatures that physics demands? To answer that, we have to go deeper into the fundamental laws that govern how matter behaves in space, because what we are about to examine next doesn't just challenge those laws, it appears to break them completely. To understand the magnitude of what happened, we must first revisit the Jeans instability criterion, the very principle that explains when a gas cloud can collapse under its own gravity. Normally, a diffuse cloud like this one, with only a few atoms per cubic centimeter and temperatures ranging from 10 to 10,000 Kelvin, cannot collapse on its own. Its self-gravity is trivial, far below the threshold required for spontaneous compression. In the natural order, gas clouds expand, driven outward by thermal pressure. Entropy increases, the universe's rules remain intact. But in this case, those rules were not just bent, they were overturned. The energy required to compress a 4.2 million kilometer wide hydrogen cloud into a 2-4 kilometer sphere in just 180 minutes is almost incomprehensible. Calculations based on the ideal gas law show a volume reduction factor of roughly 10 to the 24th power. Any natural compression of this magnitude would release immense heat visible across the solar system, but instead, the surrounding space cooled, dropping 33 Kelvin. Energy was not released, it was extracted. Entropy decreased locally, a direct violation of the second law of thermodynamics as applied to any known physical process. And then there's the composition. Spectroscopic analysis by Hubble's Wide Field Camera 3 confirmed the sphere was metallic hydrogen, a phase of matter that forms only under pressures exceeding 1 million atmospheres, found deep inside gas giants like Jupiter or Saturn, where the immense weight of thousands of kilometers of overlying gas compresses hydrogen atoms into a conducting state. On Earth, metallic hydrogen has been produced only fleetingly in laboratory conditions, using shock compression in diamond anvil cells for microseconds. Yet here, 310 million kilometers from the Sun, in the vacuum of interplanetary space, it appeared spontaneously in a perfectly solid 2-4 kilometer sphere. This was no random occurrence, no statistical fluke. The environment could not, under any known natural process, produce metallic hydrogen at this scale. Once formed, the sphere did not drift erratically. By 1915 UTC on April 2, it settled into a circular orbit around 3I, Atlas's nucleus, at exactly 840 kilometers. Not elliptical, not decaying. A perfect circular orbit with zero measurable eccentricity and no orbital degradation. In classical mechanics, this requires a precise velocity vector, perfectly perpendicular to the radial direction from the central mass, matching the exact circular orbital velocity. The odds of a randomly formed object achieving this are incalculable. Yet it did so, and then, something even stranger occurred. On April 4th, at 6:12 UTC, DSS-43 in Canberra detected a structured, oscillating magnetic field emanating from 3I, Atlas, peaking at 87.63 Tesla. At the exact same moment, the metallic hydrogen sphere stopped orbiting and merged seamlessly with the primary nucleus. The surface temperature of the merged object dropped to 0.3 Kelvin colder than the surrounding 2.7 Kelvin cosmic microwave background. An object colder than the CMB should radiate heat into its environment until equilibrium is reached, but this sphere did the opposite. It actively absorbed radiation, drawing in 99.9% of ambient cosmic photons. This was not passive cooling. It was an energy extraction system, harvesting photons from the universe itself, converting the residual energy of the Big Bang into a mechanism sustaining the object's supercooled state. The magnetic field adds yet another layer of impossibility. Earth's entire dynamo generates just 0.5 Tesla. Jupiter, 0.4 Tesla. And here, a 2-kilometer sphere, at nearly absolute zero, produced 87.63 Tesla. This field could not have been generated by natural convection or planetary rotation. Metallic hydrogen is a superconductor. It carries current without resistance. The object had become a fully operational superconducting magnetic generator, drawing energy from the surrounding cosmos and maintaining its internal state against all thermodynamic expectation. Every step of this sequence, from hydrogen harvesting, impossible compression, metallic hydrogen synthesis, superconducting field activation, to cosmic microwave background energy extraction, is documented across multiple independent observatories. No known natural model accounts for the full chain of events. Then, at 9:14 UTC, the James Webb Space Telescope detected a transmission directed at DSS 43's 70-meter antenna. The binary sequence was not random. It was a response to humanity's 1974 Arecibo message, but altered. Carbon-based DNA had been replaced with a silicon-based helix. Life chemistry had been rewritten. Humanity's own biological blueprint had been read, analyzed, and returned in an entirely new chemical form. The full sequence, verified across April 5th, is undeniable. Gas harvesting, impossible compression, metallic hydrogen synthesis, superconducting field generation, cosmic energy extraction, zero-point cooling, trajectory self-correction, and a silicon-modified Arecibo response. This is not natural. It is the work of an autonomous, intelligent system operating far beyond our understanding. Through the Kaku lens, 3I, Atlas, is no longer a visitor. It is a self-directed factory, a Type 2 intelligence using the laws of physics as raw material to rewrite the local universe. And what it prepares next is the question that will define humanity's place in the solar system. The implications of 3I, Atlas's actions, stretch far beyond ordinary astronomy. This is no longer a story about an interstellar object passing through our solar system. It is about an entity actively shaping matter and energy on a scale that defies human comprehension. The object's ability to identify diffuse hydrogen in the interplanetary medium, extract it, compress it into metallic hydrogen, and integrate it into its own structure demonstrates a level of engineering precision that surpasses anything humanity has ever achieved. Every step was deliberate, every transformation controlled with perfect efficiency. The gas cloud was raw material, the compression event, a manufacturing process, the metallic hydrogen synthesis, a transformation of matter, the orbital insertion, a positioning protocol, the merger and integration phase, and the 87.63 Tesla field, the operational output. The 4-2-minute trajectory correction was ongoing navigation, and the cosmic microwave background absorption was an energy system sustaining its superconducting state. This sequence is not coincidental. It is a fully realized protocol, a system completing its design in real time. What makes this phenomenon even more staggering is the active manipulation of thermodynamic principles. Normally, compressing a gas generates heat, yet this object achieved compression while the surrounding space cooled. The formation of metallic hydrogen at near absolute zero in a vacuum devoid of sufficient pressure is impossible under conventional physics. Yet it happened. The process extracted energy instead of releasing it, reversing expected entropy trends and directly violating the second law of thermodynamics as applied to natural processes. This alone challenges our understanding of what is possible in the universe. Then comes the biological dimension. The altered Arecibo message, received via the James Webb Space Telescope, is not merely a curiosity, it is evidence of intelligence, recognizing life on Earth and translating it into a new chemical framework. Carbon-based DNA was replaced with silicon. Life, as we know it, has been read, interpreted, and rewritten in a form fundamentally alien to our own chemistry. This is not communication in the conventional sense. It is a forensic statement. A type of intelligence has assessed humanity's biology and responded by proposing a potential alternative, demonstrating both understanding and technological capability far beyond our own. Through this lens, 3I, Atlas, cannot be seen as a passive object. It is an autonomous factory, operating according to a sequence of thermodynamically impossible processes, utilizing interstellar raw material, transforming it into an operationally functional structure, and sustaining its systems through energy harvested from the universe itself. Its superconducting metallic hydrogen core is a power source capable of producing an extraordinarily strong magnetic field, drawing energy from the cosmic microwave background, a resource that pervades all of space. Every measurement confirms that the system is fully functional and maintained in real time. The trajectory of 3I, Atlas, also reveals intentionality. The object's orbit, the timing of the metallic hydrogen sphere's merger, and its interaction with the cosmic environment are all orchestrated with precision. The formation of a perfect circular orbit, with zero eccentricity and no decay, required an initial velocity vector set with incredible accuracy. Its subsequent merger with the primary nucleus and activation of the 87.63 Tesla magnetic field occurred in perfect synchrony. These are not random or chaotic events. They are planned actions consistent with a controlled engineering process. Moreover, the extraction of energy from the cosmic microwave background, coupled with the zero-point cooling, reveals that the object is not dependent on local stellar energy sources. It maintains operational stability through universally available mechanisms, effectively converting the fundamental fabric of spacetime into a sustainable energy reservoir. This is a demonstration of physics being applied in a way that is actively creative rather than reactive. It is a system that manipulates matter, energy, and even the thermodynamic flow of the environment to sustain its structure. In short, 3I, Atlas is the first observed example of an intelligent system operating autonomously on a cosmic scale, transforming diffuse interstellar material into highly structured, functional, and energy-sustaining constructs. It is simultaneously a processor of matter, a transmitter of information, and a generator of energy, challenging every assumption about natural processes and intelligent design in the universe. Yet, the most striking element of all is the final stage, the silicon-modified Arecibo response. This is a deliberate, targeted communication delivered across 310 million kilometers, altering the biological blueprint humanity sent decades ago. It is not random. It is an indication that this intelligence not only understands our biology, but also intends to influence it. This raises profound questions. Is this a test, a signal, or the first step toward an intentional transformation of the solar system's life chemistry? The complete sequence of events, gas harvesting, impossible compression, metallic hydrogen formation, superconducting magnetic field generation, zero-point cooling, trajectory correction, and biological messaging cannot be explained by natural phenomena. Each step is independently verified and collectively represents a level of sophistication that defines a new category of intelligence operating within our solar system. Through the Kaku perspective, 3I, Atlas, is no longer a mere visitor. It is a Type 2 autonomous system, capable of altering matter, manipulating energy, and transmitting information across interstellar distances. Humanity is witnessing the first clear demonstration of intelligence operating with engineering capabilities at a cosmic scale. I'm ready to continue with Part 4, which will move into the implications of this encounter for the solar system, the predicted convergence toward Earth, and the potential consequences of 3I Atlas's calculated trajectory. Do you want me to continue? As 3I Atlas continues its calculated trajectory, the implications for our solar system become increasingly urgent. This is not simply a distant observation. This object is actively preparing a convergence that could intersect with the inner solar system. The data simulations from the Galileo project indicate that the 87.63 Tesla superconducting magnetic field is warping local 1,1-dimensional hyperspace. In practical terms, this is creating a geodesic slide or pathway toward Earth, a corridor through spacetime engineered with precision. The object is not drifting. It is navigating, manipulating gravitational and magnetic forces to direct its path with a level of control humanity has never witnessed. Every measured parameter reinforces the notion of an intentional, orchestrated process. The original metallic hydrogen sphere, synthesized from diffused interstellar gas, did not simply orbit and merge at random. It formed a perfect circular orbit at exactly 840 kilometers from the primary nucleus, then integrated seamlessly into the object's architecture. The resulting superconducting system is now capable of generating an extraordinarily powerful magnetic field while simultaneously harvesting energy from the cosmic microwave background. This is a self-sustaining system, capable of operating independently of sunlight or any planetary body. Its energy source is the fabric of the universe itself. Even more astonishing is the zero-point cooling system. The object is actively maintaining its superconducting state at near absolute zero, extracting irreducible quantum fluctuations from the vacuum to prevent thermal decay. This is a mechanism completely absent from known natural or human-engineered processes. It allows the system to maintain stability and efficiency at a level impossible under conventional physics. The energy harvested from the CMB, coupled with zero-point cooling, ensures the superconducting field persists, providing both operational power and structural integrity. Then comes the most compelling evidence of intelligence, the silicon-modified Arecibo message. Decoded by JWST and aligned with DSS-43 in Canberra, the binary sequence is not a replication of humanity's original message, it is a transformation. Carbon-based life, encoded in the DNA segment, is replaced with a silicon-based double helix. This is a deliberate reinterpretation of biological data executed across interstellar distances, suggesting a consciousness that not only observes, but interprets, analyzes, and rewrites information. It is an intentional communication from a system capable of manipulating both matter and abstract data. The implications for the solar system are profound. This is the first documented instance of an autonomous Type II system operating within human observational reach, capable of synthesizing matter, generating energy, and communicating across 310 million kilometers. Each step in its process is measured and deliberate, from raw gas acquisition to superconducting magnetic field activation, from trajectory stabilization to energy harvesting and information encoding. The object operates according to a sequence that mirrors advanced manufacturing protocols at an interstellar scale. Trajectory simulations indicate that the convergence with the inner solar system is imminent. Unlike natural objects on hyperbolic or elliptical paths, 3I Atlas is correcting its course in real time. Every 4-2-minute interval shows minor adjustments to ensure alignment with predicted intercept coordinates. This is not chaos. This is navigation, performed through forces that defy classical orbital mechanics. The object's interaction with the cosmic environment is a calculated orchestration, using the fundamental structure of space-time itself to guide its motion. In addition to navigation, the operational status of the system continues to defy known physics. The absorption of 99.9% of cosmic microwave background radiation demonstrates that energy extraction is ongoing, supporting superconducting currents capable of producing 87.63 Tesla magnetic fields. This allows the object to maintain its structural integrity and perform real-time orbital adjustments without reliance on conventional propulsion. It is effectively autonomous, powered by the universe itself, and capable of executing a pre-programmed convergence with incredible precision. The final stage, as predicted, involves the intersection with the Earth-Mars orbital threshold. The forensic record compiled across April 5th and 6th demonstrates that every phase gas harvesting, compression, synthesis, field activation, energy extraction, trajectory control, and communication is part of a single cohesive process. This system is no longer a passive object, but a fully functional autonomous factory operating on an interstellar scale. Humanity is now a witness to a level of intelligence that transforms our understanding of what is possible within the cosmos. The question is no longer whether 3I, Atlas, is capable of intentional action. The evidence is unambiguous. The real question is what purpose this intelligence is pursuing and how its calculated convergence will reshape our solar system. Are we witnessing a benign demonstration of technological prowess or the initiation of a process that will fundamentally alter the distribution of matter, energy, and even biology in the inner solar system? The calculated precision of the sequence, combined with a silicon-modified message, implies an agenda, a preparation for a transformation that humanity has never anticipated. As we continue to monitor the object, every new data point reinforces the reality. 3I, Atlas, is no ordinary interstellar visitor. It is a system executing a premeditated operational protocol, an autonomous intelligence leveraging matter, energy, and information to achieve a precise objective. The solar system is no longer a passive backdrop. It is the stage for an unprecedented cosmic interaction. And as we approach the predicted orbital convergence, the full magnitude of this encounter is only beginning to emerge. I can continue with Part 5, which will explore the first signs of 3I, Atlas entering the inner solar system, the interaction with solar forces, and the potential consequences for Earth and Mars. Do you want me to proceed? As 3I, Atlas approaches the inner solar system, the observational data shifts from distant astrometry to direct interaction with solar and planetary environments. The calculations from the Galileo project indicate that the object is now entering a region where solar radiation, magnetic fields, and interplanetary plasma begin to influence its trajectory. Yet, the spacecraft's telemetry and ground-based observations show no perturbation. The object is impervious to forces that would affect any natural body of comparable size and mass. It does not respond to solar wind pressure, magnetic deflection, or the gravitational influence of Mars or Earth in the expected manner. Every classical model fails to account for its stability and continued trajectory accuracy. This is where the operational sophistication of 3I, Atlas, becomes clear. The superconducting magnetic field is not static. It interacts dynamically with the solar system environment. By generating an 87.63 Tesla field, the object manipulates charged particles in the surrounding space, creating localized magnetic channels that stabilize its orbit. The zero-point cooling and cosmic microwave background energy harvesting provide continuous power to sustain this magnetic structure, allowing it to function as a precise navigation and energy platform. It essentially bends the interplanetary medium to its will, maintaining a path that is impervious to forces that would otherwise destabilize it. Meanwhile, the silicon-modified binary communication continues to stream toward DSS-43 and other deep space network stations. Unlike a conventional message, This sequence contains layers of operational data embedded within the code. Analysis reveals information about